After discussing the process of making a learning development plan and what we do in common, we have come to understand it a little bit better and able to summarize it down to 6 steps to developing a coherent, practical, and effective learning development plan. Step 1. Pick one of the following periods to make a plan: an assessment, a unit, a semester, and an academic year. In order to make a specific plan, we have to set a goal. We can only commit to it once we consider what we want to achieve. First, we create a big picture of what we want to do in our life, then break it down into small sections. What will we need to achieve that? We determine whether the goal will be long-term or short-term. Here, we pick one between the 4 options: assessment, unit, semester, academic year. Most of us pick a semester as it is easier to monitor. Bao picks an assessment. Step 2. Identify goal for that period. After knowing the time bound for our plan, considering what we want to achieve in that period, we move on choosing a suitable, challenging, yet doable goal. By setting sharp, clearly defined goals, we can measure and take pride in the achievement of those goals, and we'll see forward progress in what might previously have seemed like a long, pointless grind. There are many categories in which we can choose to set a goal to give a broad, balanced coverage of all areas in our lives, like career, financials, education, family, physical, etc. But in this case, we all make a goal for education, as it is required for the workshop. Step 3. Make personal SWOT analysis. As Sun Tzu once said, if you understand yourself and your enemy, you can win any battles. We understand that to create an effective learning, personal or professional development plan, we need to know what we hold at advantage, what we have to offer, and what we are lacking at the moment that are holding us back from achieving that goal. Hence, the SWOT analysis to identify our personal strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. What we do is, we would want to promote our strengths, reduce weaknesses, exploit the opportunities, and minimize the threats. Step 4. Have SMART objectives to achieve that goal. Depending what is required to achieve the final goal, we will set smaller objectives that will help us move toward that. In this case, is 3. We use SMART for both our goals and objectives. It is a very effective method of goal setting that we've learned and applied throughout this course. But why is it important? Of course, you can tell from the name, who would want a silly goal? But no, really. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. A specific goal for a student or an employee would be measurable, allowing us to see what progress has or is being made. Based on our own feelings and past performance, we set objectives that we can reasonably attain. It is ideal to make it relevant to the individual and situation as to make clear why such a goal is important and how we can benefit from seeing it accomplished. And lastly, a time-based goal gives us a time frame to hold ourselves to. This creates a sense of accountability and establishes a timeline of progress that can be evaluated later. Most importantly, it provides us with enough time to complete the goal. Step 5. Choose the right methods. This is the part where we take action to commit to our goal. We choose suitable methods that help us gain knowledge, build on those skills and experience that meet the needs to achieve our goals. The method has to be easy to monitor. And last but not least, Step 6. Monitoring the learning development plan. Everyone's learning and development journey will be different, and it is important that we remain flexible and inclusive in our plans. That's why we need to have a system for understanding our journey and monitoring our development. We use different methods and apps to help us track statistical performance against the plan. By following and monitoring the plan and its outcomes, we ensure what we need to facilitate ongoing growth. That was our process of making a learning development plan. Thanks for watching.